Man, is that not a powerful word? Jesus was the firstborn amongst many. It's like a corn seed that was sown into the ground.
Yes.
And then it came up, it sprang up, and it bare small kernels corn, not millies or anything else. And that kernels looks like the one that was put in the ground. Man, it's awesome. I want to speak to you today about 5 words in the Bible. 5 words that grabbed me last year already. It arrested me, and it's still arresting me when I utter these words. It's 5 powerful words. When David picked up 5 stones, the word Jesus is 5 letters. There was 5 loaves. In the Greek, the word 5 means penta, from where our word pentagon comes from. But it means redemption by grace. Redemption by grace. And in the Hebrew, it's hamesh, or I don't think they pronounce H, they do hamesh. So it's a hamesh. And that means God's grace, God's mercy, redemption also. There's a symbolic meaning of this, which means God's goodness and God's kindness. And the 5 words come from Psalm 23 verse 1. The first 5 words, I just want to camp on that. The Lord is my shepherd. Nothing more. Don't read anything further. Just the Lord is my shepherd. When you read the Lord is my shepherd, what does it mean to you personally? Is there something? This arrested me until this day. I mean, I can pronounce it. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd, or the Lord is my shepherd. There's so much in this thing. And I want to just go quickly to Genesis 48, verses 15. Then Jacob blessed Joseph and said, God himself, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac lived and walked habitually, God himself, who has been my shepherd, and has led and fed me from the time I come into being until this day. There's something, if you recognize God as your shepherd, I just want you to sit by yourself and meditate what it means for you, because I think it become a cliche nowadays, is the Lord is my shepherd, but really just become quiet and meditate on that 5 words, the Lord is my shepherd. I think if there's somebody in the word that can tell us more about shepherd, it's David. There's something, when David wrote this psalm also, he understands something from a shepherd and a sheep. And I've seen this picture. To me, David was a very much a visionary, because he's a poet, so he could see more. And I've seen David sitting in this green pasture, and he looked at the sheep, and he saw sheep having a conversation about him. I mean, a ram and an Eve, and they talk about David as their shepherd. There's peace beneath the flock, and they were discussing or comparing him to the 7 brothers. We know when Jesse, David's father, sent David to the war zone to take some bread for his brothers, and his oldest brother asked him, with whom did you leave those few sheep? Few sheep referring to there's a little bit sheep left. And Jesse coming from Obed, coming from Boaz, if we read from Ruth. Boaz was a wealthy man. I mean, that wealthy guys don't have few sheep. They have big flocks of sheep. And it was carrying over. And because of 7 brothers, they were not shepherds. The word speaks about hirelings or watchmen or keepers. They were keepers. We will see now in John, when I go to John, they don't care about the sheep. Only the owner and the shepherd, they care about sheep. So what the Lord showed me on this is the supper table, and Jesse sits on the head, and the brother sits around the table, starting from the oldest, and David, the youngest, sit. And then his dad, in the evening around supper table, he talked to the boys, and ask them, how was your day? How did it go with the sheep? And I've seen this story after story after story. Then they report back and say, we've lost 3 today. A lion came in, and I had to run for my life. And a bear came in, he took 3. A wolf came in, he took, and that was story after story after story. I mean, if I saw them lazy, they don't take the sheep out to the nice green pastures. They're just taking them, and you know the little lambs, they play like kids. They run around with the tails, and they run over a cliff. So the sheep, the flock becomes smaller and smaller. And I see David looking at his dad, and he could see the pain in his eyes, because these boys don't take care of his sheep. They're not good shepherds. And then the day arrived when they said, now, it's your turn. David, it's your turn. And I see David stand up and I'm a good shepherd. I'm about my father's business. I'm about to look after his sheep. And then David looked at the sheep as they're having a conversation about him as a good shepherd. And they discuss how things have changed in the flock since David became a shepherd. But I want to read from John. John 10, from verse 1 to 5. Truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the gatekeeper opens. And listen to this now. If you say, the Lord is my shepherd, they say, the sheep hear his voice. We as sheep have the ability to hear the shepherd's voice. And he calls his own sheep by name. His own sheep. He knows us by name. That's a personal relationship he has with us. And he leads them out. The shepherd leads the sheep. They follow him. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them. He leads. He goes before them. And again, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. They heard his voice, and they know his voice. And then, verse 5, a stranger they will not follow. A stranger they will not follow. But they will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. Man, that's powerful. They know the voice. They know the voice of the shepherd, and they recognize the voice of a stranger. And the word says they will not follow a stranger. So if we say, the Lord is my shepherd, do you recognize his voice? Do you follow him? Let's read through from verse 12 to 15. He who is a hired hand, here it comes, and not a shepherd, who does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees. And the wolf snatches them and scatters them. He flees because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me. I know my own, and my own know me. Just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. This is powerful. He said, my own knows me, and I know them, just as I know the Father. There's a relationship between Son and Father, and the Father knows him. So we ought to know our shepherd. So when we say, the Lord is my shepherd, do we recognize his voice? Do we know him? Do we follow him? Verse 11, I want to go back to verse 11. I am the good shepherd. And this is why we celebrate communion this afternoon. I am the good shepherd. And what does the good shepherd do? The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. And that is what our good shepherd has done. Jesus laid down his life for us, the sheep. And that's why we celebrate communion this afternoon. He laid down his life. So when we take the bread, And I want you to take your communion elements. We take the bread because that represents his body. He laid down his life. His body became a sacrifice for me and for you. And then the blood, the fruit juice, is the blood of a new covenant, which he gave to us. The new covenant, which we celebrate in Jesus. Thank you, Jack. So he laid down his life for each one of us so that we can become new. So much with what Jacob spoke earlier. We are new. We put on the new person. First we put off, and now we put on, because the shepherd have paid the price. The shepherd have paid the price. So you can go ahead and just take your bread and break the bread. And as you break the bread, my prayer is that your eyes will be enlightened, that you will see who you've become, a new creation. Put on the new. The good shepherd paid the price already. He went before you. Listen to him because you know him. The word says we know him and we can hear him. We know him. And then when you take the fruit juice, that's the sign of a new covenant. And we thank God that he provides a good shepherd. There's no hireling that doesn't care. The shepherd takes care of each one of us. Thank you so much.